Okay, I'm here and I'm back and we're live and we're figuring this out and there should be something for people. There it is. Add. Let's see if it works.
What's up, King?
This is so much better. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. That was 15,
Hey, we did
16.
it. New
Uh,
platform.
yeah, this might just have to be it because they don't have any
Yeah.
restrictions on YouTube for going live. And now all my five favorite followers just left. I had five people in this mug, and now they're all gone. Son of a bitch. Well, they can come back. Whatever. God bless them. I got called a black Mister Clean. That was a
I
new one for
saw
me.
that.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie. I have been called that before. It just hasn't been a long time that I've been called Mister Clean. Anyway,
Gotta let
you.
everybody know that's on the gram that we're on YouTube now.
Yeah. I'm just gonna have to make a post later because it is what it is.
Heard,
So
heard.
yeah, that's all I can do. How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
My eyes are a
Um,
little cattywampus, but I'm okay.
your eyes are what?
A little cattywampus. Getting used to these new glasses.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Old people things. I get you.
You know.
When did you start wearing glasses? How old were you?
27.
Oh, okay. You were a little older. I think I was.
No. That was when I joined the Progressive Club. Um, 14.
Oh, so a long time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not as
Okay.
bad. Like they weren't lying when you say they get worse after as the time goes on.
Oh yeah. Oh, welcome, Ryan Zhang. I think that last name is Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. If you're from China, that'd be dope. Worldwide, baby. Um, so let's get into the biggest news of the last couple weeks, really. And I know they keep doing promos and commercials and tributes, and I understand it, and it is what it is because it's just what it is. But the
Right.
death of Hulk Hogan, right? That was a few weeks ago before he passed. There was a report from what is the guy's name? The guy who he sued from Gawker.
Yeah.
Bubba the Love
I need
Sponge.
yeah,
Bubba the Love Sponge had said Hulk was having some like throat issues or
medical.
heart attack or
Hmm.
something like. Bro, what are you talking about? And being that he didn't like him and they didn't get along, obviously because of the whole lawsuit and all that stuff. Um, I kind of just threw it with a grain of salt, like, you may not know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just saying shit, right? And
Right.
then, like a week or so later, after that, I think he had another quote about something, and then I think Jimmy Hart was like kind of downplaying it a little
Trying
bit.
to
Jimmy
downplay it. Yep.
really close to Hulk Hogan, so if anyone has anything to say, I'm listening to Jimmy Hart over a lot of other people, maybe Beefcake, maybe some other guys, but um, yeah, not Bubba. But then obviously that Thursday, um, second to last week in July, my childhood came crashing down. Not to use
Right.
the lyrics of Hulk Hogan's theme song, but it really just it fucking hit. It didn't hit real quick at first. It kind of took a while, and then it hit, and then it hit again later. And I've been fine ever since. I think I just need to get it out. But what was that like for you when you got the news, and then the weeks or a couple weeks after?
Uh I think for me, it just going back to what you said earlier, you keep hearing all these conflicting, and then you find out that he was recovering from a surgery. I think it was
Yep.
like a back or another neck procedure. And, the more information you hear, he didn't want to stay in the hospital. He didn't want to, adhere to what the doctor was saying.
Yeah.
Um, I think for me, it just reminded me when I was little how much I thought these men were invincible.
Yeah.
Like I had the action figures and the ring and the whole nine. Um, I just it's crazy because the more some of these icons pass away and or die,
Hmm.
the more I realize how human they were.
Mm,
Um,
that's real.
but yeah, like what you said earlier, like that childhood, like say your prayers and eat your vitamins. Like
Mhm. training, yeah, all of it.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
it's
It
crazy.
it hit, and it was the very complicated, I guess, history of Hulk Hogan, right? He,
Yeah,
growing up for so many of us, millions and millions of us across the globe, really, um, grew up with him as a hero, essentially, right? Like, yeah, it's a TV show, and we didn't really know that it was a TV show the way that we know it now. But he was a hero for us, and he was an example of who to be and how to be. Um, and they always, I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase "never meet your heroes," but
hmm,
that could be one of those things where, like, damn, when we found out in 2015, I'll never forget it because I talked to my friend immediately after. Was like, what the hell? Where he said all those racist, horrible things on that video that Bubba had leaked, um, and kind of doubled down in the video. Like, I guess we're all racist. Like, not, no, no, just you and some other folks. I mean, it's not all of us, but it was really kind of sad. It was heartbreaking. A friend of mine had said he's an old white guy from Florida. And I was like, I just didn't get it. But now I'm like, yeah, he was born in the 50s, South. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense. Not everyone's like that. Macho Man's from the Florida as well. So he was never like that. Roman, I mean, that's a different era, but a lot of these guys are from the areas, but from the South, but they're not racist. The Von Erichs have never been called racist. Jake Roberts, all these guys have never had those problems, but Hogan did. And that's the conflict of, man, I loved watching his matches as a kid, and I still watch them now as an adult because they're just fun. But then there's the part where it's like, but his real personality came out in that video. It came out in the audio. It came out in how he handled his son um, having a legal issue with, I think, manslaughter or like severe injury to some other guy when the son was driving. Just like, just not a good person. You know, the way he handled Jesse Ventura and not wanting to get a union for the WWF back in the day because that was going to cause problems for him and his finances and his standing.
yeah,
And he's a huge star, but bro, you're also a bitch as a coworker. Like, not only you
that
a bad
part.
person, you're also a bitch as a coworker. Like, you can't be that with your coworkers. This is people who ride or die with you that travel with you across the states and across the country, across the globe, but he wasn't a good person, and that was the conflict. It was, I loved his matches, but God, this guy's a piece of shit. Is that kind of just
Yeah.
where you were at that
No,
point?
I mean, don't have to say very much, but yeah, but the only thing I would add is for good or for bad, with the technology that we have now at our fingertips
Hmm.
that we didn't have back then, a lot of our childhood stars, performers, entertainers,
Hmm.
wrestlers are pretty shitty people.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There's
And
always a story somewhere.
yeah, and for me, it's I'm all for forgiveness. I'm all for a person can change and a person can grow.
Hmm.
I'm living proof of that. But if you keep doing shitty stuff every 6 years to a decade, you're probably a shitty person. Just
Pretty
throwing
much.
it out there.
Yeah, yeah, and it's consistent from different people. Like, Undertaker has his story about the chair in the Survivor Series match or Tuesday in Texas, whatever it was, where Hogan's like, "Hey, before the match, hey, be careful. I kind of hurt my neck, so just don't hit me on the actual canvas on the chair." And Undertaker, you could see in the video, he did not. But after the match or during the match, Hogan had said, "Oh, brother, you got me. Like, oh, you hit my head on the chair." Taker's like, "I'm new here. I've been here a year. I'm gonna get
Right.
fired." Scared for his life, and I get it. But Hogan lied. Like, he never touched it,
Yeah.
and it's just like the lack of accountability for everything he said on that video and on that audio, and saying to the WWE superstars, "Be careful of what you say. Not
Yeah.
don't be
Don't
a
get
racist."
caught.
Yeah,
Don't
and I mean,
get
he's
caught.
right. Don't get caught because we all have some statement
Yeah,
somewhere,
100, but
written or
not
otherwise.
yeah.
Get it right, but there is the other side of like, hey, maybe you should also just not be a racist. And that didn't really cross his mind. But when you look at the company that he's associated with, right, and who they're associated with since at least 87, 88, right? Vince and Trump have been friends for decades. And WrestleMania 4 and 5 were hosted by Trump. He was at WrestleMania 7. I just saw that video recently. He's in the front row. He's mentioned on video. And he was also a part of WrestleMania 25 or 26, the billionaire's haircut match against
Yeah.
Vince. So, he's been a part of it for a long time. And so it's not really a surprise, I guess, in full context as we kind of wrap this part up and get into the real shit. It's not really a surprise that someone who's associated with Vince, who's associated with this guy who eventually became president and has had so many allegations and legal issues and this, that, and all this other kind of stuff. It's like, well, maybe a lot more guys and gals are like that, and they just don't say anything because it's against the culture of the company. And that's the sad part. Like, and obviously when we get into Brock later, we can talk about the culture of the company and what they're going to support and not support. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Like, well, rest in peace. I didn't want to wish death on the guy because I wasn't there with that hate.
That part.
But I did have some conflict, and now I'm less conflicted. I still watch his matches, and I'm always going to, but I'm not going to celebrate his life. And I almost bought a T-shirt before he died. I almost bought a Hulkamania T-shirt for the gym, and I decided against it because it's just going to bring too much attention, and there's no.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear it to bed because then that's weird. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that?
Nope.
I figured. Okay, and that's Hulk Hogan for us. Okay, so SummerSlam. But before we get into that, it's the Friday Night SmackDown, and it was John Cena saying, I don't want to ruin wrestling. That was such a what?
Weird turn of events.
Yeah, and it didn't make any sense. Like, I guess it kind of makes sense with what happened on Sunday, but that could have been the turning event. That could have been the turning point, right? Where that comes out and makes him want to switch, which then makes the other guy more of a heel, right? Am I?
That's
tripping?
that's just writing. That's spot on what you said. He could have came out and been like, look, with the recent passing of one of my icons and blah, 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 they could have made it make more sense.
Yeah.
He could have been like, I don't want to be remembered like this. That would have made sense.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah. but like I mean, I can say a lot about the WWE and pro wrestling as a whole, but they know how to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and they will spend everything. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, I just think it was so haphazard.
Mm-hmm.
But now we know why it was haphazard because we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and I don't even know when they got. I know Michael Cole mentioned when they got him to show up, like was I guess a few days or a few weeks ago or something like that. So I'm like, you had that much time, whether that's true or not. But if you had that much time, it should have been better planning, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, contacting someone versus working out the contract and how to deal with the media, there's a whole lot of planning that has to go on. So I don't know. I'm not trying to down them and say they did something wrong in terms of like, I would have done it better, like, fuck do I know? I'm not a billionaire. I'm not running a wrestling company. I'm just some fan in the back, right? But it didn't really seem to have cohesiveness, and that unfortunately does happen with its live TV. You're feeding your storylines based on real life events, live injuries that happen. Like remember Liv, we had the Seth Rollins quote unquote injury. We had some things have happened. It's like, well, you kind of just have to adjust on the fly. It's like a football game. It's calling an audible every week, probably, right? So I kind of just say it didn't really make sense Friday, but even with Sunday, it's like no one's thinking about Friday anymore. Once Saturday happened, no one was thinking about Friday anymore. No one was thinking about any kind of like, is this working? Is this working? It's just we're moving on.
Right.
Yeah. So we go to SummerSlam. We go to day one. First time SummerSlam, by the way, was in New Jersey. Shout out New Jersey, East Rutherford. MetLife Stadium where the Giants and Jets play. It was the first time SummerSlam was going to be a 2-day event, right? So Saturday 6 matches, Sunday 6 matches, for a total of 12, or excuse me, 7 on Saturday and 6, so 13 matches total. That's a lot of matches. My
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Oh, that's why it's actually it was scheduled 6, but the 7 one was a 10-second one at the end. But
Right.
we'll get to that. I'm like, where was the 7th match? Forgot. Opening match: Roman Reigns and Jey Uso against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. 21 minutes, 10 seconds. Probably the 2 matches I wanted to see the most all night from night 1. It was this one and the main event, obviously. What did you think of this match? Any part of it?
I think had the brass known what they know now, they should have saved that match.
Okay. For when?
I agree with what you said. Middle of the card,
Okay.
second to last match, even third to last match, not first match. I thought what you said. It was one of the better matches, and it was
fun.
done really well.
Braun was doing his cannonball spear thing on Roman on the table. Like, this guy has a spear every week for somebody in some unique or kind of recycled way or whatever. But it's like this guy keeps doing it, man, and he gets a crowd.
And you know what? You have this on video, and I'm sure you're not gonna let me forget it. He's getting better.
Yeah.
His mic skills, he's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
Just some of the stuff he does when he's not on the mic. Like, he's a funny dude. Like, you can tell he's been working on it. I can tell he's been working with someone.
Yeah, and that's the key thing is, like, I remember KRS-One many years ago said, if you're going to do a show, as far as a hip hop show or whatever, have layers to your outfit. So as you're taking off layers, you're getting more into your show. And, take off your hoodie, take off your jacket, take off your sweatshirt. Now you got a t-shirt. Now you're just bare bones and all the way through, right? And that's kind of what Braun is doing. He's finding ways to engage with the audience, right? You got the dog bark, which he got from his dad. Wonderful. I'm all for it. But then he also cuts promos, sounds like his uncle, right?
He's been working with Heyman.
3, he kind of almost has Goldberg's intensity, right? He's got a great look to him. That's obviously his own work right there. And then the other thing that he did yesterday, which I caught because someone talked about it on Twitter or somewhere, is when he'd already had his straps off, right?
And put him back on, took him back off.
Took him off. Bro, the crowd popped for that's a simple, but did you
that
see
made
the
sense.
intensity
It made
in
sense.
face? He was so intense, like
it was like a switch.
I was like, oh my God, he gets it. And he's still, what's he, 24, 25, if that? And he's still learning. And I don't know what's going to happen with his moveset as he, develops more. Is he going to be more of like a Kurt Angle type, which is great for me, in my opinion. I think he would work well for that. But fun match. I don't know what it was rated or anything like that by Dave Meltzer, but Roman Reigns and Jey Uso took the victory over Breaker and Bronson Reed. And the funny thing of the match too was when Roman and Jey cleared the ring, and then Jey stood in the middle and did his run it back. They started running it back, the song again. I've never seen that ever in my entire life. And those are the things that, like, you remember me saying a few weeks ago about Montez Ford, where he's not on TV every week, but he's using social media to find a way to get his name in, to help get over, add promos, whatever, right? You're finding little things to do to add to your character. That thing right there, the
run it back, yeah.
It's so simple, but it creates buzz, and everyone's playing the music again. And then you got Roman doing the day one, in the corner. That's not even his thing, but I'm just like, Jay's dope. I really appreciate how much he's grown out of a tag team guy for years, like his entire career, up until about, I think, Kofi, or when he was wrestling Roman in that Hell in a Cell match. I think he had a couple of those against Roman back then. So he's really been developing his character, and I'm all for it. He's tag teamed with Cody He's been in several War Games matches. Like this guy, Jay he's doing it. I feel bad for Jimmy because Jimmy's kind of like the last man out. Like, oh, that sucks, bro. But yeah,
Right.
props to them. Did you have anything else you wanted to say on this match?
No, I just wanted to say that Roman pushing Jay out of the way twice,
Oh, that's
like
right.
he's really trying to ingratiate himself.
Mhm.
I'm interested in his character arc. I'm interested in what they're trying to flush out.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Taking that spear, it's pretty dope because now you're looking at like Roman going from the heel he's been for 5+ years or whatever, to kind of turning around and like, hey, I'm sacrificing myself for the
For
good
my
of my
family.
team and my family,
But
my little family. So yeah, fun match. I'd probably watch that one again.
yeah, me
Um,
too.
yeah. One I would not watch again were the other four matches on the card. I like the
Oh,
opening,
stop.
I like the closer. The middle, it was just average to me. It wasn't really anything for me to really get into. Charlotte and
Okay.
Alexa beat
I thought
Raquel
that
and
was good. I thought that was one of the better women tag team matches.
yeah.
Just
I
me personally.
I did hear. Welcome back, Ryan. Appreciate you. I did hear that people liked that match as well over Sammy and Tiffany and Drew and Logan. But it just these four matches in the middle, just especially the Jelly Roll match. I appreciate him being out there, but it just
Bro,
didn't
he
really.
took he took it like a champ, but we'll
He
get
did.
to it.
He did. I'll give him his props absolutely because he's not a wrestler. So for
No,
him to take bumps and even if he botches, I'm like I'll let it go. He's not trained yet, really.
right.
Um,
But yeah,
but yeah,
that's all I had on the Charlotte Flair match. And
yeah, there wasn't a
Alexa,
whole. I kind of figured they win,
I'm glad they got gold again. I really do. They deservingly.
and I like the little storyline they're kind of having between the two of them being friends or
Frenemies.
all friends. Yeah,
We're not friends. That T-shirt is like selling so much money. It's not even funny.
is it the frenemies shirt?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
right
it
on.
it just says we're not friends on it, and it's selling. It's crazy.
I'll get.
WWE logo in the corner, and we're not friends. It's only WWE. Go ahead.
I'm gonna get one for all my exes.
That's hilarious.
No, I won't. I don't fuck with them. Anyway, so yeah, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are the women's tag team champions now. 13 and a half minutes. Not a. I think it's probably the third best match as far as work or
Yeah,
just interest, intrigue. I think that's something people wanted for a while. They love Alexa. Remember, she came back in the Rumble. They loved her, and Charlotte
right.
finally getting some love. Because that Tiffany Stratton match and promo when they had that promo in the ring on SmackDown months ago before WrestleMania, bro, that was just horrid. Charlotte and Tiffany going at it, and it did not work. They actually Triple H and I think Michael Hayes made Tiffany apologize for taking personal shots that had nothing to do with wrestling. It was like, hey, you went off script. Don't do that. But anyway, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. Who did you think was going to win this one? And don't lie, because I have everything you wrote.
I picked Cross, but I was happy Sammy won.
Yeah.
I loved his ring attire.
Mm-hmm.
Respect.
What was on it?
He had the Palestine colors on.
£3. Okay, that's
Yeah.
crazy. They would let him do that, considering how they affiliate and all that shit. But
Yeah,
it is what
it's
it is.
Sammy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a really good middle card Raw match.
There you go. There you go. Yep. Exactly. And that's kind of what my point was. Just saying about the whole show is it just seems like other than the opener and the closer, most of this just kind of seemed like it was Raw. And obviously Jelly Roll, you wouldn't have a celebrity on a Raw
Right.
show, but yeah, other than that, it just kind of felt like Raw. But I did notice, I don't know if you noticed this too, at the end of the match, after Cross got pinned, he's grabbing at Sammy's like boot, like it's like trying to hang on to him. Did you notice that?
One more time. I was reading my notes.
Oh, did you notice that when Karrion Kross got pinned, he kept reaching for Sammy, trying to grab onto him, like his hand, his
Yeah.
arm, his leg. I didn't know what that was. I didn't, and I'm reading stuff today and yesterday that maybe he's getting fired maybe he's getting let go. Him being Karrion Kross. So I thought that was a little interesting. Like, huh?
Wow.
I don't know. And I don't know if you saw the Braun Breaker, or it's not Braun Breaker, Braun Strowman tweet today.
No.
Oh, let me read you the Braun Strowman tweet, because that was related to Karrion Kross. Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see. Braun Strowman. It's here. Let's see. Braun Strowman on X responding to Karrion Kross. You know they don't care about the fans. They care about nepotism ass kissers and their buddies. Told it to Karrion Kross. So in other words, basically, they're not going to try to hook you up. It's just going to be about whatever they want to do and whoever they like. I thought that was interesting because I'm like, isn't he still kind of signed to WWE to come back? I don't know. I thought there was some deal with Braun. So I kind of thought maybe that was in character for Braun, but maybe not. I don't know. Kind of blurring the line, the fourth wall.
Can't even tell anymore.
It really can be. It's so difficult. Like even when what's his name, Damian Priest was taking pictures with what's Rusev's ex-wife, CJ Perry, Lana.
Yeah,
it's just not a storyline because Rusev is in another country or another company, so just hard to tell sometimes what's going on with these people.
and they back together. They renewed their wedding vows.
Yeah, I mean, she's for the streets, but if she's for you, then by all means, it's cheaper to keep her, right? From what I hear. Love you, honey. Anyway, the match that surprised me. Tiffany Stratton defeated Jade Cargill. How pissed were you? You sound angry already. All
right. I went and looked at a lot of people's comments, and I came across this one podcaster. I wish I would have wrote his name down. But he just went down how you have Jade Cargill beat Naomi twice, win what she needed to win, only for her to lose. But then you get on TV and you say how proud you are of her and how she's almost there, and even Big E was talking up her, because I feel like Big E speaks for the people without speaking for the people. He speaks in code. And he kind of just said what a lot of people were feeling, like, you just did all that for nothing. And now she kind of gets lost in the shuffle.
Absolutely, because I'm like, she won Queen of the Ring, or was that someone else?
No, she's the Queen of the Ring.
She was Queen of the Ring, which in a way, because I was thinking about, like, how can I justify this move, right? Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen next.
That part.
It didn't make any sense because I'm like, why would you have someone win Queen of the Ring and then not win the title? That's kind of the point, isn't it? In my opinion. But also, Royal Rumbles don't always win the titles either. Royal Rumble winners do not always win. Money in the Bank cash-ins do not always cash in.
I'm sure they're going to justify it some way. But I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've had conversations about Storm at Jade, and I'm sure we'll have more. I just don't think Tiffy is that much of a better wrestler. I do think Tiffy is more agile.
Yes.
She definitely leans on her gymnastic background, and that's helpful.
Yes.
But I don't think she's that much of a better wrestler because I backed that up with evidence. I went back and watched Tiffy's matches. She botches a lot of stuff too. She misses a lot of bumps, a lot of cues, but she is hella athletic. No, not athletic, but flexible, gymnasty, and that's how she gets away with a lot of the stuff. And I hate to say it, but her fame is dwindling, but she's still over. People are still yelling Tiffy time.
They are
not as much anymore, but it's a thing.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of her character. I don't really like the squeaky voice thing. It just gets on my nerves. I'm not a fan of her work. I don't think she's bad. It's just not for me. A lot of wrestling today seems very spot oriented and not telling a story oriented, right? So when I say a story, I mean like the fluidity between moves and counters and things like that. And I know it's a million years ago, but like doing an arm bar and hanging on to that for a while and setting up the next thing, you know, and kind of getting to the next sequence, it can be a few minutes, but it's like maybe because they only have so many hours, they don't want to do a 10-hour show. Some of these matches aren't as good as they could have been to me. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Tiffany Stratton at all. Like she's
Yeah.
not just her character is just not for me, and that squeaky voice is just
Right. And it's funny. It's funny you brought that up because you're right. But I still feel some performers are still storytellers, which kind of makes me feel some kind of way about this past weekend's Survivor Series. Did I say that right? What was it? SummerSlam?
yeah.
SummerSlam. Um, because I think for me it was this is storytelling. Oh, this isn't. It kept doing that, and I was just kind of confused
Yeah.
because our matches that we liked, they were still telling stories.
Hmm.
Like you said, an armbar led into this, and this led into this, and this set up so no one gets hurt. You saw the nuance to it. And then others you were like, okay, there's 3 spots we gotta hit in this match. Once we hit the 3 spots, we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And they can be short, and it's just like that. I don't really vibe with that. And I just realized too, other than the final match, this was the shortest match ever. Or not ever. I'm sorry, shortest match on the card for day one.
Yeah.
7 minutes and 5 seconds. It beat, I guess if you want to call it that, the Sami Zayn Karrion Cross match by 1:05. It was the shortest match on the card, so that kind of tells you what they, I guess, expected, or maybe it's something on the fly and they called it late, like, "Hey, we got to end it." I don't know, but I thought Jade was. I really thought at some point she was going to win, but then Tiffany, I think there was some reversal at the end or whatever, some counter, and then she hit her.
Mhm.
He hit her move again because she didn't hit it before because Jade put her legs up. And I thought it was going to be like a rough landing for Tiffany because she landed on her feet, but Jade's legs were up, and so it was usually when they land on a
Weird.
block number, Jade
Bettany.
not the
Yeah.
so like is that a botch? I don't know. I wasn't even going to
Right.
call it, but it just looked odd. So I was a little worried about her health coming up from that. But otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen with Tiffany. I mean, Money in the Bank was already used and cashed in on by Naomi for EO a few weeks ago. Um, so I mean, she's not going to lose it to a cash in. So she might lose it to I don't know. I have no idea. Because she's SmackDown. I don't even know who's on SmackDown that would.
He's SmackDown. And we'll find out Friday who is gonna be SmackDown
Yeah,
challenger.
yeah. She needs something at least in the next 30 days. Match 5, way too long, but it's a celebrity, so I get it. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul defeated Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. 17 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Longer than any other match other than the opener and the closer.
Yeah.
This was we got the celebrity. We're going to give him as much time as we can. I did like when Jelly Roll was like taken to the back and then he came back. That's the old Mankind, that was.
I'm about
Like,
to say
okay,
the same thing. That's very Cactus Jack Mankind.
yeah. I love the story part of that, whether that's partially real or all fake, whatever. It just looks cool. Like, hey, dude, I'm Paul Pierce in reality with the Celtics. He did that. So what did you think about this match? Or was it a bathroom break for 17 minutes and 10 seconds?
Mm, I watched it because I wanted to see how much punishment Jelly Roll could take.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell he had been working in the gym. But there's he's a performer. I mean, some of the spots were rough and you could see it.
Yeah.
And I thought the wrestlers around him really did a good job of keeping him safe.
Yeah. 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 Because the other part of it too, not just the fact that he's just not a wrestler. This is the guy who's lost over 100, 200 pounds, whatever. And I don't know how his body's feeling. I'm sure he feels better, but you can't go hard on a guy like that. Like, hey, dude, just be careful because he's lost a lot of weight and he's got to adjust. I don't know how long he's been thinner,
Right.
but you know, just be careful with him.
But
So
yeah, he
yeah,
put on a good show, really
yeah,
good show. The match was what it was. I mean, the only thing that could have been better about that match is if Jelly Roll and Randy Orton won, but
hmm
I knew that wasn't going to happen.
I
Where
thought we were gonna win because it's a celebrity. Like, how do you not let a celebrity win? That
no,
was my thing.
I picked the win people that win.
Let me see. Did my shit just turn off? It
I
did.
hope not.
Oh no, my so this other phone, uh, it's the battery's been dying so fast at 100%, it will
Mm-hmm.
still turn off if it's not on the charging deck.
And that's why I'm speaking to you from a new device because I was tired of that.
This is my old phone. This is the extra Spotify video game phone when I'm in the gym. The one I'm on is my main one, so this has no issues. But yeah, this other one is just a piece of shit. Let me see. You picked. Let's see. Let's go back and do day one. Oh, we'll finish. Then we'll do day ones and do the counter and do the
Okay.
counting. Um, so yeah, that match was what it was. Then we get into CM Punk and Gunther. Let me tell you, as much as I like Gunther, I did not like this match. Punk is a great talent on the mic. He is also an old man who does not put on good match. The last good match I saw Punk in, where it was 1-1, was against MJF in 2022 or 2023, before he tore his biceps and before he had become AEW World Champion. Um, it was a bloody, 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 bloody match. There was a spot where MJF, I think, had punched CM Punk in the forehead with the ring that he'd had, the whatever that ring thing is that MJF would have. And CM Punk was literally reality squirting blood out of his head on live TV. Like that's intense. I'll give you that. But this match, boring as fuck until the end, of course.
I'll just say I was happy he got through the match
hmm
and you saw little glimpses of the OG. I'll leave you with this information.
hmm
CM Punk is 47. Brock Lesnar is 49. Sorry, 48.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and John Cena's 47, 46.
And
Orton's
and,
40.
and,
Styles.
and what did John Cena say? Got 4 more months and I'm
Yeah.
out.
I'm sure it's not easy. I'm sure it's not easy.
And,
Even after all
and
those years.
there's a
Yeah.
reason why they were like, oh, and you'll see John Cena on Friday. Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Mm,
Um, and AJ Styles, he's got 1 more year on his contract, so
yeah. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. What did you think of this match overall?
like I text you the or messaged you.
hmm
I was bummed because I really wanted him to have his moment,
Yeah.
and he literally got 4 minutes. Um, I liked it was story. It was slow as hell. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of catching their breath on both ends. I don't, but anyway.
hmm
Um,
It was 30.
I,
I'll say this. It was 30 minutes long, 30 minutes, 20 seconds. It's 9 minutes and 10 seconds longer than the other longest match, which was Roman and Jay.
yeah,
30 minutes of wrestling.
I I felt the pacing was what it was because he's old,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that he was like, if I can just hold on. I think Michael Cole said it tonight in the recap that he felt like he could just hold on.
Mm-hmm.
And when he split him open, like he was like Gunther seeing his blood for the first time, like
Yeah.
this invincible figure seeing his blood for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So, as slow and as boring as it was at times, the storytelling was there. It was very Rocky, you know, whatever number the Rocky movie where he fought Draco, like
Mm-hmm.
Draco seeing his blood,
Yeah.
and him becoming, immortal. Um, and now Gunther's out for indefinitely because of his nose.
Yeah. I kind of thought when he came out from what did he take? Was it a GTS on the table? Is that why he went? Okay. And so when no, CM Punk tripped him. That's what it was, and he fell.
Uh
And he
huh.
didn't hit his head. And I was like, okay, it's just it's part of the show. But then when he rolled under the table, the announcer's
Yep.
desk, and then came out bloody, I'm like, that's
Ah,
bullshit. There's
yeah.
no way
Well,
that caused
we knew it was BS, but the
immediately.
common folk.
Yeah, so I was like, did he blade or did he just use the red thing that they use
It was
now?
supposed to be the nap. His nap was horrible.
Uh-huh.
Like when he got tripped. I'm a performer. I know stage combat. I know how to nap. I know how to hit my head on something and bounce back and recoil. He might as well kept his arms straight. That's how far his head was.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, you could have sold that a little bit better.
Yeah. I noticed yesterday, I was talking to my godson about it because we were watching together as a family. God bless him. The punches, there were so many punches and kicks that did not land anywhere near. I was like, what is this just a bad weekend for everyone? Or is this a new style? Some context. I figured on it maybe because I think you texted me about John taking the bump that's from yesterday's, but like him taking the bump on the guard railing. They weren't hitting punches. Maybe it was my guts and I don't remember, but they weren't hitting punches, but he sure took that bump on that guardrail when they went out into the audience. And I was like, man, that's it's a hell of a bump for 47 part time.
Right.
I'll give him his props. I mean, clearly he's earned it over 20 something years. But yeah, that was just a lot of misses. And it sounds like from the wrestling world, they were not happy, quote unquote, with CM Punk not having it longer than a few minutes because after he wins, what happens? We get Paul Heyman comes out, we get Seth's music, and Seth is on crutches. Now, before we go any further, I heard because I listen to Solid Monster Sounds Off, listen to him pretty regularly for the last 10 years. He mentioned that I think Dave Meltzer or somebody, and it's like a couple other media heads, had said Seth's injury was actually a work, not a shoot. So he was actually
I
faking the
heard that,
injury.
but I didn't believe it because it looked legit. But go ahead.
Yeah. And so I was like, in the back of my mind, I never even said anything because I'm like, it could just be hearsay and people get shit wrong all the time. So I was like, I'm not even going to say anything to you about it. I'm just going to leave it alone. And here we have it. And it's like, yep, it was fake. It was fake. I did see one photo and I heard one reference of Seth on crutches. I saw a photo with him and his daughter on crutches in public. And I heard when Becky won at Evolution, Seth was backstage on crutches. So it's like almost like they mentioned on crutches on purpose, to sell the
And
story. So
and it could be two things. He could have tweaked it.
Sure.
He very well could have tweaked it,
Hmm.
or could have just been faking the whole time.
Yeah.
My biggest thing. This is just my thoughts after watching almost a 2.5 hour Raw today.
Yeah.
It would have been so much sweeter, in my opinion, for him to cash in tonight. Imagine CM Punk coming out there, all the pyro, all the fanfare, him giving his speech, saying,
Yeah.
he finally did it. We finally did it. And
Hmm.
then Seth Rollins could have came out and did the very same thing. Hit them with that briefcase 4 times and then curb stomped them.
Yeah, I can see that. Or maybe Punk
But
gets jumped from behind by Breaker and Reed, and then because it makes sense if you're going to cash in. You want to cash in when someone's dead ass tired after a steel cage match, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, whatever, something, some big match where they're just an Iron Man match. That would be great. Cash in on a guy who's just spent an hour,
think
or
about it. If he could have cashed it in tonight, and and PM Punk could have been like, we did it, fans. I did this for you. I am 47 years old. Didn't know I was gonna dead ass tired, and then he
yeah,
could have got cashed on tonight.
yeah.
But they did what they did.
And I think they didn't do that because of how they ended the show. And we have Clash
Uh-huh.
in Paris, August 31st in 27 days. So we kind of, now that I see what tonight was, I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense because how else would they have made that happen? I don't know. But yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so Seth cashes in on Punk in 10 seconds after hitting Punk with the briefcase several times, and walks out world champion, the heist of the century, part 2. That lasted 10 seconds. So let's see. I called Breaker and Reed. I lost. You called Paul Heyman's crew with shenanigans. We both were wrong.
Yep.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa, you called that one, and so did I. Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. I called Kross. You called Kross. We both were wrong. Let me see. Tiffy and Jade. I think we both called Jade. Yep. Both called Jade. We lost that one. Drew and Logan. I think you called that one. Yes, you did. And I did as well. Oh. Oh, wait, no. I said Orton and Jelly. See feud for Drew and Logan begin. Oh, that didn't happen. But they are
they're best friends now.
For now.
Oh yeah.
And it always starts because Logan's always gonna have a match somewhere. So Royal Rumble, Survivor, I don't know, something's gonna happen somewhere because I think the two would put on a good match. Logan's great. And then CM Punk and Gunther. I said Gunther, you said Punk. Good call. Good call. And neither one of us called cashing in, and that's kind of you just never know. So I just let it go.
Night 2.
Yes, sir. Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. What did you think of this match?
I thought it was two things. It could have easily went 8 more minutes, 9 more minutes. Thought it'd been great. One of those matches that I thought ended too soon.
Yeah.
It was very much like a Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, going at it, and then Naomi sneaking in there and doing her thing.
Yep. Yep.
A la Ric Flair, everything he's been in is not single. Like, just finds a way to wiggle in there and seal the victory and then dip.
Yep. Leverage. That's what Ric Flair was known for, pulling the tights to kind of get the cheap victory. I remember he did it against Brian Pillman. This back in like 1991. Hit him with a splash. Flair caught him, rolled over, and then pulled Pillman's tights and held on and kept the victory for himself and kept the title. And I was like, you used the guy's momentum against himself. That's great. Because that's kind of what Naomi did. Well, she used Rhea's positioning against herself. And then used that like, that's...
Pulled her tights up, pulled her gear up too.
Exactly.
And it wasn't it classic to see Rhea Ripley complain to the judge, and then Michael Cole was like, "It was no DQ. I'm going to tell you."
Oh, right. No DQ,
Can't
no
complain.
counter threat. It is what it is. So Naomi retains. I like her character. She's really doing a good job of being a little maniacal with that laugh.
Very much. Yeah.
It's just I don't want to say it's a simple laugh, like it's just easy to come up with, but
right.
A thing that everyone does, right? It's a laugh.
I like the fact that she is maniacal and she's still over. The crowd's still cheering for her.
Yes.
Because everything she's been through. And she's trying to hold the character together, but at the same but you see little cracks and it was like, that's cool. Yeah. Well deserved.
She's enjoying it. Like when Gunther won the King of the Ring last year, and they're like, you deserve it. He's like, it's none of your business what I do or do not deserve. I was like, you bastard. We
with
are
the
praising you, sir.
with a smile on his face,
Yeah.
though, right?
And he felt it like, that feels good. But screw you
Right.
guys. I'm gonna get back in character. But yeah, I thought it was a fun match. And I
Yeah.
really it could have got, like you said, could have gone 8 minutes longer. But I think for Naomi, they probably can't, because if she's putting on classic matches as a heel, that's gonna get her over and be a good guy. And I don't know if that's
Right.
what they're looking for right now. So Rhea's already there. That's gonna take Rhea shine, and I don't know. So we'll see what happens next. But I guess Io has a match coming up against Naomi soon.
Yeah.
This was a fucking 6-pack TLC WWE Tag Team Championship match from every tag team that's ever existed, apparently, on SmackDown in the last year. We had the champions, the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, going up against Andrade and Ray Phoenix, DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, Fraxium, which is Axiom and Nathan Frazier, Motor City Machine Guns, the Street Profits. That's a mouthful, bro.
I put it in my top 3.
Of the night or the weekend or what?
No, my top 3 and tables, ladders, and chairs matches.
Okay.
Top 3. Bottom of the top 3. Bottom.
Sure.
Because it's their 3. It's the Dudley's tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first ever. And then it's the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like tag team TLC, not like single. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tag team.
Yeah.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really good. I love the fact that the girlfriends and the side pieces got involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
They had B-Fab in there. They had Candice LeRae. She broke the ladder when she fell. Watching it with kids, my godson's son, and some other kids, they didn't know that, like, they thought, and I had to explain it because, I'm granddad, basically, right? I had to explain, this is not real. This is pretend. It's a chair, yes, but it doesn't weigh as heavy as a real chair. That's a ladder, but it's not, I had to explain all this kind of stuff. Like, do not try this at home. I don't want to get any phone calls about Kingmaker come over anymore, because all the kids are trying to reach each other at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Right.
So fun match. Didn't need to be any longer. I think this was plenty of time, 16 minutes.
I didn't like the outcome. I'm gonna be honest though. It didn't do anything for me. But fun match.
Yeah, I liked that Uncle Howdy got involved. Like, it was packed with shit happening. You already got 12 guys in there. You add the wife, you had Candice LeRae, you had B-Fab, then you add Uncle Howdy. Oh, and Eric Rowan got involved. So you've got 12 people, 13, 14, 15, 16 people involved in this match. Bro, that's a lot. And it's not a battle royal. So I'm glad no one got hurt. But I will say this. Motor City Machine Guns, they've kind of lost that luster when they first came. No one seems to give a shit anymore. They put on good matches. They're a really talented team over the last 10, 15 years from TNA and wherever else they work. But now it's like they're fucking dark matches
but can we be we'll definitely finish this card, but can we be honest? These crowds sucked.
Okay. They were not that happy. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but maybe it was like I don't know. I felt like the acoustics in the place was terrible too.
Well, it was outside, so you're not going to get that sound trapped in. I think it was outside, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But even like WrestleMania, I felt like the acoustics were better. I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Next match.
Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria. Becky wins via pinfall as a no DQ, no count out last chance match. Since Lynch won, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Lynch is champion. 25-minute match. Second longest match of the night and third longest of the weekend.
You know what the highlight for me with that match was?
The end?
Seeing Bayley's booty. That's it.
I thought she was going to use that, whatever, with the title or candlestick, whatever she had. I thought she was going to hit Lyra, and her and Becky were going to team up. And I'm like, no, Becky took her WrestleMania chance away from her.
Yeah.
So it's I guess
Seeing my future wifey in all red. That was it. That's how
Bayley's your
boring that
future
match was.
Bayley's your future wife?
Oh, I want Bayley. And we've had this conversation before.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was the
Okay.
only highlight of that match. That match, that was just garbage. Like, next. Like, I didn't want to talk about it. It was bad.
Yeah. I don't remember much from it. I mean, there were kids there too, so I'm like, I don't know if I was paying attention that much or whatever. But yeah, next one. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. 12 minutes, 40 seconds. Solo Sikoa retains. Fuckery was a missed as Talatonga, and I think who's the other one? The one that botches all the time. The other Tongan, not Tama, but Tonga Loa.
Yeah.
It was a part of it, yeah. And they were, and whatever. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much just gonna be, in my opinion. I mean, Jimmy Uso got involved as well. I think we're really gearing up for War Games. We
Something.
got 3.5 months to get to War Games. We got to have 5-on-5, and I didn't realize they've had 5-on-5 the last couple of years. I thought it was 4-on-4s, but it's 5-on-5. So if Zilla Fatu comes to WWE between now and November, that will be the fifth man, I think, for Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Jacob, and then Zilla against Solo, Tamatonga, Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, aka Jeff Cobb, and Talatonga. That would be 5-5. We'll see. I'm all for it though. Dominic Mysterio, AJ Styles. The highlight of this one, Dominic goes over, was the Eddie Guerrero tributes. When AJ came out in the car, Dominic. Oh, and AJ also had the tights that were very Eddie Guerrero-esque when he was in WCW and early WWE. And then they both did the chair thing where Dominic hit the chair
To each other.
yeah, and then threw it down because the referee was down or whatever. And then Dominic fell down. Then AJ grabbed it and put it on himself.
That was cool.
That was funny. I'll give him that. 10 minutes, 45 seconds. The shortest match on day 2. And only a couple highlights. I don't even remember. I think Dominic hit him with the frog splash and won. No big deal. Nothing to write home about.
Hit him with a shoe. Then frog splashed him.
That's right. Because he did the other thing. He unzipped his boot. And that was another old Eddie Guerrero trick. Don't be surprised if we keep seeing more shout outs to Eddie Guerrero and references. Because remember, Eddie used to also have like a metal pipe in his boot.
Yeah.
So I could see Dominic doing that too. I could also see Dominic having this belt past WrestleMania next year. If he stays as over as he is, because the crowd loves him. He went to AAA a few weeks ago and he showed up in like a black mask and took it off, and the crowd popped. They love this guy. So I can see him.
I want AJ to win a title before he leaves. But that's just me.
Well, he's had like 10. He's had a lot. Oh, you mean you want him to win one more? You mean?
Yes.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Which title? Any title or what?
Any title.
Any title. Remember, he was tag team champions with Omos.
Yep.
Dude, what a waste.
Who's killing the WWE? He's just doing dark matches.
Who is?
Omos.
Oh, I thought he was in some other company. Like he's in WWE, but he's also in some other company too. Doing matches for, I think it's Pro Wrestling Noah, Japanese company. Yeah. AJ's been WWE champion twice, Intercontinental once, US champion 3 times, Raw tag team champion. He's a 32nd Triple Crown winner. That's a hell of an accomplishment. 15th Grand Slam, 22nd overall. Intercontinental Championship tournament winner. I don't know what that really means. That's 10 things. Undisputed WWE Championship Eliminator Tournament. That's 11. And he won a Slammy 1 year. Oh, for Match of the Year against The Undertaker. For a guy who's only been there for 9 years, that's a lot to accomplish.
Yep.
Because he got there Royal Rumble 2016. So I really like him. His work in Japan was awesome. Speaking of awesome, the second half of this match was awesome when they left the ring. because the
Yeah.
first half of this main event, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, was boring. It was damn near almost as bad and as boring as their WrestleMania match. But when they left the ring and started fighting through the crowds, that's when it got interesting. And eventually, Cody, and I know we're running out of time soon, but Cody did take the win over John Cena. I did not think Cody was going to win. You did, and I thought Cena was going to win. Shame on me. 37 minutes, 45 seconds. This was so long.
That old man did his thing.
He did. He absolutely did. And the biggest part of it was after the match ended and Cody took his belt back because he's now the WWE champion again. Second time for him. God bless him. And when John Cena's in the ring waving goodbyes, then we hear the music we never thought we'd hear ever again in the WWE.
That part.
And what was your thinking when you heard the music? I'm wondering, was there a conflict of feelings again, like with the Hulk Hogan death, or was
100.
Okay.
100. I was just kind of like, really? That was my feeling. Like, there was no really excitement. It was like, really?
Yeah.
This? Wow.
Now, why did you not want him? Is it because of the legal stuff or something else?
I just felt like when Brock Lesnar left, he was done. Like,
Okay.
done. Scorched earth, done. I'm done. Now I'm Mr. Dad. Like, I'm showing up to my daughter who looks exactly like me. Matches. You know, I'm hunting. We saw all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then for him to come back, I was kind of like, huh.
Yeah.
And then the way they hyped it up and he's back. And I'm like, the man's 48 years old.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be back for a long contract. Sorry to break it to you. I think he has a 6-month contract, maybe that. Maybe a year. He's accomplished everything.
Yeah.
The man is one of the most frugal men I know. Just stories of going out to eat with other WWE stars.
Yeah.
He saves his money.
Yeah, smart. Good.
And so it's not a monetary. It's hey, Cena, who do you want to, fight towards the end of your career? What match? I want. Okay, if we can do it legally, if we can do it, strategically, we'll make it happen. And I think that's why he came back.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw Brock was at SummerSlam 2023 against Cody.
Yep.
And if you remember 2012, Brock beat the shit out of Cena or showed up that's what it was. He showed up at SummerSlam after Cena and maybe Punk or something like that. And Brock came in and beat the shit out of Cena and
beat the brakes off of him.
Yeah, then beat him in an Extreme Rules match, I think, like a few weeks later or whatever. So it makes sense for Brock to be another guy, the Cena to go through. I think he's gone through Orton, Punk, couldn't get through Cody again. I think he fought Roman a few years ago, but lost because Roman was the champion. So he's getting some names, attached to his legacy in his final year. And this seems like one of those guys that if you could, you should. And it makes sense why WWE was like, we're not having a press conference after this. Because there's no way they want to answer 1,001 questions about rape allegations or anything else regarding Brock Lesnar or sex trafficking and Vince McMahon. And, they're like, no. And I'm not
irony,
I get it.
And the irony is that they said, hey, Michael Cole and whoever's on this commentary, you're going to sell this new format like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
Isn't this better? They just come out and talk to the people. Like, okay. All right.
You control your narrative, right? And I'm not mad at a company for saying, hey, we don't want certain stuff getting out. We don't want certain questions being asked, and our people not really
That's
being
fair.
prepared for that. We want them to have fun. It's not that in other words, it's not that fucking deep.
Yeah.
They don't need to have a so here's the other side of it. First time they ever had a double SummerSlam, right? They only was WrestleMania before. First weekend of SummerSlam, you can't have a bunch of questions not about the event, but about one person and a
We don't
lawsuit.
need the drama. We don't need the
That,
drama.
that takes away from everything, every single guy, gal, cameraman, writer, producer, all that stuff. That takes away from all the work they did to focus on Brock,
I think 2 people knew.
Triple H, and Nick Khan.
Yeah.
Oh, and Cena, 3 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because Michael Cole was genuinely surprised.
you said "holy shit" out loud.
Yeah. Yeah,
Something.
genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Michael Cole heard something in his ears along the lines of, "Hey, we got something else coming out. Be prepared." And that's all he told him.
Yeah. Because you do want that genuine reaction. There were times I've watched Halloween or whatever scary movie, and they wouldn't tell people what was happening. They would just let their actual reaction be filmed for the movie because they wanted to make it look more real. I'm like, I get that. I'm all for that because that makes sense. How do you make it more real for the audience and the people filming if you tell them every single thing?
And that's what I love. I mean, because there's a lot of things I can't stand, but that's what I love about Marvel.
Hmm.
Marvel will go out of their way to give you the most false trailers that have nothing to do with the actual movie, just so they don't spoil it for you.
Mm.
So I'm sure, like I said, Michael Cole got hey, this is gonna be crazy, and that's
Yeah,
it.
and it was.
So
I was shocked.
yeah, I feel like it's hey, Cena, 20 plus years, you carried this company on your back. You're probably on the Mount Rushmore. No,
Hmm.
you are. You got
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? How do you
Yeah.
how do you want this? How do you want this to end?
Yeah.
You know what though? With 4 months, this is just me throwing it out there, and I could be wrong. I'm wrong often, a
Hmm.
lot of times actually. With 4 months, you got a 2 month with Brock, and I think his last match is going to be The Rock.
For John Cena,
Yes.
that'll be interesting.
I think it's 2 Titans one coming out of retirement
Yeah,
just to end it.
and it's interesting because I remember when they did Once in a Lifetime, John Cena, The Rock, WrestleMania 27, 28, somewhere in there. Then they did it again the next year. It was like, that's twice in a lifetime. Hold on. Are you bullshitting us? So if they did it again, I mean, obviously they would not have known many, many years ago that they would do it 3. I think initially they knew it was going to be 2, but it does make me wonder if they can fool us once in a lifetime to twice in a lifetime. Is it possible that they can fool us with John Cena and him really not retiring at the end of this year, but maybe goes past WrestleMania next year, maybe has some other thing happen in a year and a half, 2 years, he comes back and like, no, I can't let this happen. I'm riding for whatever. I don't know. And then just
I think he's done.
we'll see.
I think he's ready to become a part of the creative team. I think a VP, because he said as much. He's like, I will never leave WWE. My
Yeah.
role is going to change. I remember him saying that in an interview. Like, my role is going to change, but I will always be part of the company. I
Yeah.
think they have him set up for something.
I can see that. I
He's
mean, it
got a
makes
brilliant
sense.
mind. Like,
Yeah.
I hate bringing up the dead guy, but Hulk Hogan. It's like he was not a good wrestler,
No.
but everything else that came with wrestling,
Yep.
he was great. And I feel that way about John Cena without all the allegations and the
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
shenanigans. But like, he's got a brain. Like, he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like he could impart that with the next generation.
I agree. And especially if you're going to get it from a guy who is that level, right? And no disrespect to anybody who's in the back, but a lot of those guys in the back, producers and
Are
stuff,
old.
well, I was going to say they've never been the level of stardom that John Cena has.
Fair.
Michael Hayes, I'll give him credit, right? As a freebird in Texas in the 80s, forget it, bro. There was no, only Elvis could have been a bigger star during that time than the Freebirds in Texas or the Von
Right.
Erichs. That would have been tough.
100.
So,
100.
but Dean Malenko, I love him to death, and I hope he gets better. But he's got Parkinson's; it's not going to happen.
Right.
But he doesn't know as far as like what it's like to be a main eventer, a
Hmm.
superstar. I don't think he knows.
And I
So,
think like your road dogs and everybody that's the trainers,
mhm,
they're dogs and they know how to train a good wrestler. But
yeah,
like you said, like the star quality that John
mhm,
Cena could bring to the backstage, he is the equivalent of Bruce Pritchard as far as managing goes. Because Bruce, say what you want about Bruce, like he's a dick, but as far
yeah,
as managing goes, he's a guy you come to if you want to manage a star, like because he knows his stuff.
yeah,
You know, and we don't have the Bobby Heatons anymore, and you know what I mean. So he's it.
yep, yeah,
He's a standard, but we don't have. I mean, you have Triple H, but he's too busy running the show. You have Shawn Michaels, but he's too busy running the other show. You
You
have
can't
a
use
Booker
Paul
T.
Paul's involved in the storyline. Paul Heyman can't use him.
Yeah,
He's too busy.
yeah, and you get Booker T. He's involved in the other show. People are like, "Oh, well, Booker T just does commentary." No, he runs that with Shawn Michaels. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. You know,
Yeah,
but you don't. Yeah, I think if he does, if Cena does what he says he's going to do, I think the quality will get that much better.
yeah, yeah. That would be really cool to see because the thing I never really see a lot in basketball, baseball, football, the guys who were top stars like Mark McGuire, baseball, Canseco, granted they had the steroid shit, but Ken Griffey, that's a great example. Never became a coach or a manager, right?
No, they're like, I'm done. Like I'm
Yeah.
out.
Elway is one of the few guys, he retired, stayed with the Broncos because I mean that was his whole career, and then came back and became president. You know what I mean? Like that's this guy knew what he was doing, and I got to give him credit for that.
And
He's like,
then, and
hey,
then
I'm riding or dying for this company, and I got you.
and then you have the Tom Brady's and the LeBron James. They just want to own.
Yeah, I don't
And
blame him.
we don't want to
Just move.
coach. We just want to own it. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
smart.
got.
That it's like the wave.
Have you seen Tom Brady wearing the Raider clothes?
No.
Oh, he was playing catch with his sons, um, I think on the Raider field recently, and he's literally black and silver and black.
Mhm.
Raider logo and black. I was like, that looks so different.
You can say weird. It's okay.
I'm not even. I don't know what to say. I just okay. It is what it is.
Right? It is what it is.
Just gonna live with it. All right, let's move on to Raw tonight. Raw
Okay.
results. It was what 4 matches the whole night.
Yeah, and it was 2.5 hours, almost 3.
Yeah, it really. I think it ended like at what 7:45.
Yep.
Did it start late?
No.
Okay,
5
because
p.m.
I have a different thing I use to watch it, and the thing never came up to view, and I was like, why am I hitting refresh over and over and over again? And it's not coming up. I was a little upset. So I got 10 minutes. I think I lost about 10 minutes of the show, but I didn't really miss much. So Seth Rollins comes out, and he's with who's he with? Oh, they're chanting for Punk. He's got Paul Heyman with him, Breaker and Bronson Reed. Eventually, LA Knight comes out. Seth says you can't have a match. Adam Pearce says yes, he can, and he's going to get a match tonight. And I was like, oh, there's a main event. Maybe they'll change the title. I doubt it, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, moving forward, let's see. What was the next segment? Come on, where? Oh, Dominic Mysterio has multiple targets on his back. I don't care. Rusev Sheamus ended in a count out, right? Where do you see this feud? Because it's like been the third time they've wrestled in the last few
It
few
was
weeks.
supposed to be the third one and be done, right?
the rubber match.
I see it in a steel cage.
I was thinking so too, or like maybe some kind of stipulation. These guys
No
are two
DQ,
hard hitters.
street fight.
I could see what
do
they
they
did
call
to
it? Brawny Brook or whatever they call it that one time.
a Donnybrook, basically like a street fight. Yeah, I could see what they did to Sheamus when him and Cesaro were wrestling 2016-17. They had a best of 7 series, and it went 3-3, and then there was a draw or double disqualification, whatever, on match number 7. So Vince made them a tag team. I could see Sheamus again being in a tag team with Rusev, because the tag team champions on Raw right now are who? Do you know? I don't even remember. It's Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And I could see Balor and JD McDonough, or Balor and Dominic, they kind of have their little thing. I could see Rusev and Sheamus tagging, being frenemies in a sense, and eventually taking the tag belts away from Judgment Day, helping their own storyline of falling apart. So yeah, it's going to be a hard-hitting match whenever they fight again, but I'm hoping to see more of it, because it's actually pretty good. It's going to get overrun pretty soon. We are going to go to winner double count. Penta versus Grayson Waller. Penta, I think he won. Yeah, he won. Didn't matter because no one cared. New Day had some new outfit, all black, but Xavier Woods had this big ass church Sunday hat on. What the hell?
Hilarious.
Looked like a fucking sombrero, man.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was wild. Penta wins. No shock there. Tag team champions, women's tag team champions. They're backstage. Then they come out and they have a match coming up with a rematch with Roxanne and Raquel. They gave Brock Lesnar updates. Did not have him on TV. Because that's going to cost money.
Yep.
They did have the rematch for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair against Roxanne and Raquel. And Bliss and Flair retain, and they keep the titles. And then that was like, what, the third match of the night so far?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. This is why I don't go to live shows. Like, I'm not going to go watch 3 matches and 85 promos. There's no way in hell I'm going to do that. So let's see. The next segment was... Where'd it go? Oh, I went too far. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Lyra Valkyrie doesn't want to hear Bayley's apology for interfering in yesterday's match. Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee. Dominic won that one, retains. I don't even remember what happened. Oh, a fake ass El Grande Americano came out, like 3 of them, right? Yeah. I think I was taking a dump or something like that, so I missed it. Let's see. Becky Lynch addresses SummerSlam. Nikki Bella came out. Becky Lynch gave her the weakest punch at the end of this promo. It looked like this.
She sold it too. She was like, Becky, you could have hit me harder, but I'm going to sell it.
But once again, that goes to are they not hitting very hard this weekend? Remember all those missed kicks, and like Cena's always going to have missed kicks and missed punches because it's just his style. He's got a lot more.
I honestly think it was a memo. I think somebody said, hey, we injuring each other. Let's pull back. So they went to the extreme.
Yeah. Because they're getting like, ooh, it's not actually, it's further back, like, ugh. And when you have a wrong camera angle from a live shot from a fan or just from the actual WWE cameras, it is what it is. I don't want them to hurt each other, but it just got to look a little more crisp.
A little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit. So I'm sure Clash at Paris will also have Nikki and Becky, or maybe a Raw, because if Bayley's also getting involved, we'll see. It could be a triple threat. We might have
AJ just needs to come on back and just win this belt.
Oh, AJ Lee?
Mm-hmm.
I think if you talk about anyone who's done, I think it's her.
She's so ripped right now, though. Did you see the latest photo of her?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, she looks like she's ready to get back in the ring. She's ripped. But I
Real
think it's just she's doing like this fitness thing now.
good for her, man. Because I will say this: that ring and all those moves and those bumps, that shit will hurt your back. So, but you heard Hulk Hogan talk about his back and all those years. Like that dude
200
was like,
surgeries.
yeah, he's like, I'm in pain. I was doing leg drops, 10 times a week or whatever. It's hard, man.
Yep.
Yeah, she does look good. I'm looking at AJ pictures right now, and I feel
Hmm.
intrigued. But I mean, you just told me to take a look, so I did.
No, I said it for a reason. Like she could come back, but like you said, with the back fusion and the whole nine, like I'm good.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll let my
real.
husband make all the money. We good.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening. Is CM Punk is making all that money for them, and I'm sure it's fine. Naomi's ready for Io Sky next week, so they're gonna have a match next week on Raw. Then we go into the main event: Seth Rollins, LA Knight, and it came on around 7:15. So I thought he's not winning. Seth is gonna
Mhm.
win, or he's gonna get, it's gonna be a DQ or whatever. But I'm like, LA Knight, they're not gonna get him a match win in 15 minutes or whatever.
Right.
And it obviously went a little longer than 15 minutes because of the shenanigans at the end. But Roman Reigns came out before that. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed came out. Um, Punk was the one who interfered first and got LA Knight disqualified.
Oh, he didn't want Ellie there, and Ellie Knight would have been paralyzed. He saved his life.
So I'm thinking with the way that the final segment ran out, because obviously when you got Seth and you got Bronson and you got Breaker against LA Knight and Punk, I'm like, well, 3-on-2, boom, Roman's music hits, OTC, he comes out, he hits he hits Reed, then he hits Breaker, then he goes after Seth runs away, Roman goes after the other guys again, and as he's fighting, Seth comes in, curb stomp, and it looks like for me, I wouldn't give it away on Raw. I take it to Clash in Paris, 6-man tag.
Unholy Trinity. That's a new T-shirt.
Yeah, yeah, something. And I think that's what will happen, because it's like, how do you give those fans something and try to keep WWE going over there every year, every couple years, whatever? You want the fans to really be in it, so you got to give
You
them
want
something they're actually going to
you,
like.
you want them to see the stars,
Exactly, exactly. Kind of like Saudi Arabia and all that stuff. So yeah.
which was another garbage. But anyway, go ahead.
So Raw tonight, not really great, but it is what it is. We kind of see some things coming up for
Right.
um, that show at the end of this month. There's Clash in Paris. I'm gonna look up real quick. The I think there's only one or two matches right now
So
that
far,
are
yeah.
scheduled for it. I think it's Naomi and somebody. Yeah, Naomi Stephanie Vaquer is the only match signed for Clash in Paris on August 31st. So that
Yeah.
is, and it's going to be a 10 a.m. show on a Saturday or no, on a Sunday. So not going to church that day.
I'll be
Sorry.
watching it at church on my phone
You
with an
can't
earbud in.
you can't just skip church. Do
With an earbud in.
you remember the old Simpsons episode where Homer's watching football in church
Uh-uh.
and a touchdown happens, and in the middle of
Catches
like
the Holy
prayer,
Spirit.
Homer stands up. Yes. Oh, yes. Praise God. Yes. So I can see you doing that on a Sunday. That's funny. But yeah, there's only one match scheduled, so I anticipate probably 5 more matches, maybe 4. But yeah, Stephanie Vaquer. mm, I don't know if she'll walk away the champion. Naomi just got it. She's
I
still
hope
over.
not. It's too early in her
I think
career.
so too. Yeah. Um, but I will say, I mean, it's been decades, but WWE has done that before. I mean, I don't remember Kane
Got it
won the
recently.
championship on a Sunday and then
Right.
lost it Monday the very next day. Zack
That's
Ryder
true.
won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania on a Sunday, lost it to The Miz the next night on a Monday. Like, dude, what are we doing these less than 1 day reigns? That's just
Right.
dumb. I don't like that. But it is what it is. Um, yeah. Is there I know I had like some trivia, but we got a late start and it's
Right.
big weekend, so we can do the trivia stuff some other time. But
Mm.
back to Brock, is there a point where you, as a fan, because I'll kind of give a little background before we end in a few. Um, I've seen a lot of negativity about Brock showing up this weekend, right? A lot of people are upset. Why would they do this? You know, he's mentioned in these files, and not files like Epstein files, but in this lawsuit, there's he hasn't been arrested. He's only been accused of a thing in someone else's lawsuit. So he's not even being sued. He's just mentioned, right? Um, and I'm kind of wondering with like you said earlier, when Brock was posting or people were posting pictures of Brock with like the meat or his wife or a fan or his daughter, right? People all love everything like, oh, cool for him, good for him. You'd always get like a couple of comments like, hey, I wonder if someone's sending him a piss video or whatever. Like, all right, that's kind of gross, but yeah, I mean, the guy's hanging out with his daughter. Maybe you want to leave that post alone. You know what I
That
mean?
part.
That's fucked up. But because the other part of it is that it's an allegation,
That
right?
part.
If we just hang on to every allegation for every single person,
Well, we would be all screwed.
we're all fucked.
Right.
Because anyone can allege anything against you, whether it's true, partially true, or completely false.
And I think for me, like that's why when you asked me earlier tonight how I felt about it, I didn't even
Mhm,
bring that up because it's just an allegation. Like you said,
mhm,
he hasn't been charged. I mean
right.
anything. For me, it was like the why do I want to come back type thing.
I see. Oh, okay.
And and I think it's just me personally. I think Cena personally called him
I can see that.
and
Yeah.
said, "Hey, you want to do this one more time?"
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And I'm not opposed to Brock being there because the thing that I got away from this weekend from yesterday to today was no matter how much people bitch and moan about him showing up and the allegations, that's why they're bitching and moaning. Uh, they didn't stop watching. They haven't unsubscribed. They haven't canceled their Netflix. We're not seeing a loss in Peacock. Like if there's no change on the financial side for the company, then why would they not do it? Like it makes no sense why they would be like, oh, they had 75 million social media interactions regarding Brock when he came back in less than 24 or about 24 hours between when he came back and when the show started. 75 million across all platforms. That's a lot, bro. That is a lot of interaction about this guy who was there for less than what 2 minutes,
Yep.
and most of that was an entry and a walk,
Yep.
and like 30 seconds in the ring, and then see you later. It brought in a lot of attention, and I think it's a smart idea to do that.
Use
And
it.
if you look at the how Trump does everything, and I don't like the guy clearly, but the guy knows how to get his name involved in stuff and get his name always in the media. And WWE is like, well, we know how to do it too, and we're going to control how people talk about it afterwards.
Yep.
So I'm just kind of like, if anyone's upset about that whole allegation and then them bringing Brock back, pardon my alliteration there, um, then I would say then you need to unfollow because Vince is a disgusting piece of shit, and we've known that for years. Pat Patterson may have raped Roddy Piper many years ago. There was the Ring Boy scandal back in the 80s, many years ago. There's the what was the airplane one? The plane ride from hell, right? There's
Whiskey.
so much stuff that's real legal issues against men, women, and children. And if people didn't stop following then, you can't let an allegation stop you from following now. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that's why I'm just like, guys, he's not even guilty of anything. He just has been alleged. That's all. And it just bothers me because people will run you through the gambit on an allegation, and when it comes out that you're not guilty, you're not involved or whatever, it's
You're
a totally different
screwed.
story. No one
You're
says
still
we
screwed.
take it back. They'll
Nope.
ruin your career and your life over what they think is true, which could be the first time it's ever been mentioned that you did anything or whatever, whether it's true or not. But they'll just run you through it, and I'm like, that's fucked up, man, because that shit could happen to any of us.
Yep.
Any of us. And I know people who've been to jail, prison, etc. So just because I know them, does that mean I'm a murderer
Right.
or a killer or a robber
Right.
or whatever? No, not at all. Not at all. We can do trivia next time because the next one we're gonna have is gonna be September 1st. Because that's gonna be the Clash in Paris and then the Raw. And so then we
Hmm.
can do like, and I'll probably change it because now it's, what was it? It was going to be like the MVP for the first 6 months of the year. I mean, we're in August now. It's
Right.
kind of a question. I should have asked that in June.
MVP for the year. Then we can just do that.
Yeah, I guess early MVP between then and August 31st and September 1st. So yeah, I don't even know who my answers would be. I'd probably just struggle to say something and then just say it and probably
Well,
be
now
bad.
now I have time to think about it, so I'll probably
Yeah,
have a legit answer.
yeah. So we'll do MVPs. Did you want to say a Hogan positive match memory or promo that he did that you were like, oh, I really like when he did that one?
Yeah, it's gonna be ironic. When he protected Miss Elizabeth when Savage went crazy.
Oh yeah, in the back in 80, 89. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
89. Yeah, yeah, that was a hell of a. That was the other thing I was gonna say. I always have something to say about Hogan, but it's a positive thing. The guy is known to get himself over a million times, but this guy is also known for tag team main events. WrestleMania 1, Survivor Series was always tag team, but like 87, 88, 89, 90. So the first SummerSlam 88, SummerSlam 89. That's what is it 8 so far. Um, WrestleMania 9 tag match with Brutus the Barber Beefcake against Money Incorporated. Um, the no holds barred steel cage match with Beefcake against Savage and Zeus. This guy, this guy knew what he was doing. He was
Yeah.
selfish as fuck, but he also knew how to help people get over. And I mean, Nash and Hall. And Nash never bashes Hogan as much as Hogan is fucked up. Nash is like, look, I'm not fucking biting the hand that fed me. And God, you know what I mean? I get it. I get it. You don't want to say anything because then it just makes you look bad. Like, well, you knew all this shit. You stuck with him, so
Right.
just you ride hard and just let it go. But yeah, Hogan knew how to help get other people over too, involving him, but he would. So I will give the man that credit because Zeus, who's fucking getting Zeus over? Zeus couldn't work for shit. I don't know if you ever watched those matches,
I
but
did watch the matches.
Jade Cargill is Kurt Angle to Zeus.
Yeah.
Zeus
Zeus,
was that bad.
he was beyond stiff. But anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, Debo. Rest in peace, Debo. God. So many
R.I.P.
people now. So many people. It's fucking with me. It's fucking with me. Anyway, I will see you September 1st. And we'll do 8:15. We'll figure it out. We'll be on YouTube. We won't be doing Instagram anymore.
Let's
So thank you,
go.
Instagram, for fucking us over. Appreciate
Seriously
it,
though. I
bastards.
don't know. It's definitely a more clearer
Yes.
process.
Yeah. So this is actually, it's funny how something happens like that and it's actually better overall. So
Word.
imagine that. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll see you then, sir.
All right, sir.
Peace.
Peace.